Since aerial bombardment has never achieved regime change anywhere, Trumpo the Great figured he'd be the first. Probably good for a peace prize in the bargain. Of course, the real purpose of this Christian and Demopublican liberatory bombing is to free the women, as we have already done with Dobbs, Obamacare, and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, RIP. And as we have now done to 175 Iranian schoolgirls. Though, to be fair, that may have been Israel. It is kinda their wheelhouse. Also, in view of the fact that Jeffy Boy Epstein stashed important files in storage units all over the place, we're gonna find the ones in Iran and redact the fuck out of them. An alternate story about the attack came from the dark corners of conspiracy theory. Israel was about to attack Iran, which would have provoked attacks on America by Iran. So, Professor Trump wisely preempted the entire shebang-bang by attacking first, third, and fifth. The main proponent of this fantasy is the notorious MAR, known to many as Little Marco R. Yet another bizarre storyline has the U.S. overthrowing the Iranian government in 1953, installing a dictator who motivated the mullahs into power in 1979. If all those numbers seem far-fetched, it's because we're not taught history in history classes. It's too woke. It reminds one of another cockadoodle fantasy myth legend that has Western powers conquesting and genociding since the 15th century, whenever they claim that was. And later, as those powers surrendered their direct rule in those Middle and Eastern countries, they instituted rule through fungible factions such as sheikhs, or shahs, or Christians, or even, in one case, Jews, by placing a mass of immigrants into the middle of Palestine, go figure. Oh, and yeah, oil. All the countries ending in a, and, or act. Meanwhile, the U.S. Embassy in Israel, as if it's not the same country or empire or something, is opening branches in the occupied West Bank to help Americans who live or work there as subcontractors for ethnic cleansing companies and land theft concerns. A spokesbot insisted this represents no change in U.S. policy. True, our policy has always been to fuck indigenous people and take their country. Mr. Ambassador for Christianity and a bit of Judaism, Mike Huckabee, declined detailed comment, saying only, God. Here's what we've learned from our learned leaders in the last year. Illegals are animals. There are no civilian boats in the sea. Americans who get killed by ICE were terrorists. Universities are terrorists. And refugees should be shipped to some country where they can learn a new language. Also, corruption, like greed, is good. All in all, a great year for rest. Resisting, expatriating, self-medicating, and tying one on. The New York business elite, formerly known as the New York City government, are gathering, if not conspiring, to block the success of any little sliver of socialism, that is, the not-us rebel people. The problem is that the moderate Democrats, moderate, a Democrat term meaning right-wing, lack the public-facing infrastructure that socialists have built. Infrastructure, a political term meaning connection to the voters. Mayoral Comms Director Anna Barr says the struggle is about whether this city belongs to the oligarchy or to working people. Now that's post-moderate. As ICE continues to kill prisoners in their gulags, deportation fans are vexed by the placement of detention centers in their towns. They worry that children will see people in shackles next door. These camps of concentration should be put somewhere there's no kids. Are there kids in Greenland? Those NIMBYs who resent having gulags in their backyard also say they will lower property values, since the detainees, while not necessarily all criminals, do tend to be dark-ish. The king of the world can't understand why deep state institutions like the Smithsonian and Dulles Airport don't want to break with tradition and name themselves after the greatest president in history. Or at least put up gold statues of His Excellency. Former aides, jealous and embittered, call him a man drunk on power and a demagogue. Please, a Republicague. In the face of such perfidy, his staff has responded mildly, saying that the critics are, if not seditious, at least treasonous. That could be one reason us is leaving the country in droves. And on a lighter note, President The World, that's me, has trademarked his name for use in rebranding airports and their merch, which includes shoes for protection of passengers' feet during security screenings. TSA will be required to advise screenees to get your Trumps on.